Welcome everyone to GT3 Season 5's first round, the circuit, the Silverstone. I will be your sole commentator for today. We seem to have a packed field, 12 cars, all competing for that pole or that race win. As of right now, this Brent Stopa is holding on to pole with a 2-minute 13 with 1, 2, 3. But if I'm not mistaken, that might just be an outlap. We'll have to take a look at the following laps that fall right after. As Brent Stopa approaches Cops onto the old pit straight. All these drivers will be looking to make their mark as a contender today. Make sure to put themselves in a favorable position going forward in the championship. Into Stowe, as Brent Stopa goes into the final corner, second to final chicane corner. Out the final corner, here he comes. Will he be putting in a time across the line? It's going to be a 2:02.068. Second across the line behind him, 2:02.969 by Kai Kogashiwa, and a 2:02.919 by Timon. Stefan Schock, or how you pronounce his name. We see, compared to last season, we have a bunch of new drivers on the grid, such as Magdalena Juvoza, I believe, in the Mercedes AMG GT3, Theo Cross in the Z4 BMW, and some returning drivers, such as Timon and Stepan in the McLaren and the Mercedes AMG GT3 respectively. As they come across the line one at a time, we see Brent Stopa with a 2:02.068 and Tim Hansen with a 2:02.464. He's been chasing Brent Stopa ever since he joined the league, keeping him honest. Very good lap, only just under 4/10 behind Brent Stopa. Top 4 all within 1 second. We've got Jeff with a 2:07.796 for his first lap on the softs. 5.7 seconds off the pole time. Came on another lap but does not improve his position. He stops on track to return to pits. Silly preparing for a lap, I believe. Unless this is his lap. I believe this is his lap. Across the line. It was a preparation lap. Apologies. Goes to first and second corner. The people out of the pits, letting him go. One of them being his teammate, I believe, and the other being the McLaren 650S. Into the third corner. the entry. You go the welting straight, putting the power down, trying to get as much speed as possible before you get to the braking zone of Brooklands. You gotta keep it tight on the curb so that you don't get too tight for the next corner, that is Luffield. Outside, progressively put the power down full throttle onto the old pit straight. Coming to Cop's corner, corner that can easily catch drivers out because it seems like a very fast corner. However, you need to apply the brake. Has Vasily done it correctly? Yes, he has. Power down now towards Maggots and Beckett's. Here he comes. First, second, third part of the corner. So gotta slow down just enough to be able to make the corner. But if you slow down too much, you don't get a good exit for the second to final straight. Over here on the Hangar Straight, coming to Stowe, spotting his braking point. Here he goes, leaning into Stowe. Can use a little bit of the curb, didn't, but you can use a little bit of the curb on the exit. Here they go into Vale, the chicane, and now the final corner. It's going to be, might be a good lap. Here he comes across the start finish line. It's going to be a 2:37.39, places him in 6th position, right in front of Theo. His teammate now on a flying lap. The top 3 for qualifying with 40 seconds to go. Tim Hansen on pole position with a 2:01.875. He's been stopped behind by almost 2/10. Team on Stefan Schack in third. Stefan Schack, I will find a way to pronounce his name. Barely within a second. Top 3 all within 1 second. Kai Kogashiwa, the first of the drivers above 1 second behind pole lap. Blues and Connor Dirt both driving Nissan GT-Rs. They are familiar with the GT3 space, but it's their first race as teammates. Here goes Brent Stopa, I believe, on his final flying lap, trying to take that pole position away from Tim Hansen. Onto the welting straight, power down. That SLS is very good on power and handling, with the weight leaning towards the front because of the front engine. Into left field he goes. A little bit more space between him and the curb on entry. That's good. You can lean more into the corner. Power down now onto the old pit straight. Going into Cups. Is he going to overshoot the corner or is he going to make it? Into the braking. Leans in. Makes it just fine. Is he? Yes, extends it perfectly. Into Maggots and Beckett's he goes. First part, second part of the corner, cuts just enough. That's gonna be a gray zone, but it's still gonna work. Out of Beckett's, here he goes. Onto the Hangar Straight, power down fully in his black and white and red car. Behind we have the GTR of Connor Dirt and the BMW of Lucas Alex. Extended. That's a big extension on the AstroTurf. Here he goes into the final chicane. On his lap, a little tight there, but it might work for him as he goes into the final corner and on the main straight across the line. Is it going to be pole? Kaigoshiwa goes on provisional pole. He's been stopped but stays third. Kai Kogashiwa on provisional pole. Blues is the last one to cross the line. But I believe he might get it. Here comes Blues into the final chicane in gray, red, Nissan GTR into the final corner. Here he goes. Extends it a little bit across the line. It's going to be P6 with a 204.240. Ladies and gentlemen, Kai Kogashiwa, your pole winner. What an exciting first qualifying session this is. This was. It's good to be back. Now, as we go into the race, Eastbrun,
Hello.
how do you feel being in second place?
It
Being
should
the
be
reigning,
further.
being the
Sorry.
reigning world champion in GT3. Is
Tim
that
should be here
Huh?
in the race. I think Tim should be racing. I can't change my compounds.
Tim isn't racing?
I think Tim is racing. I'm third. Also, I can't change my compound. What's the problem?
Okay.
I need
maybe
to go
should
back
be
to Victor. Hold on.
Now, how's it feel? Oh, he's gone. I'll be back. So we go to the 6 lights. Kai Kogashiwa on pole. Tim Hansen unexpectedly out of the session, but you might be able to join back. 4, 5, 6 lights to the flag. Lights are off, the green flag is down, and it's go. Kai Kogashiwa with a horrible start. Prix gets stuck behind him. It's a horrible start from the Mercedes and the Ferrari. For now, Timon takes the lead, followed by Stefan Biselli. Trusova in the Mercedes, both of them. Here they come into the third corner. Into the third corner. The McLaren still in front. The Mercedes is going to try with the extra torque and horsepower to try and get the run onto the Wellington Straight. Both Mercedes, both teammates. The Mercedes got enough slipstream. Is he going to try and make a move? He looks outside. It appears the entire server is lagged out. The race control is saying restart because of more issues. The entire event has been red flagged. It will be restarted. One second, folks. Mission Control is currently fixing some stuff. Here's there were technical difficulties with the real penalty applications and certain locked features on the cars. So now we'll all leave. As per procedure, they will all leave the pits one by one to a valid lap in order, so that it will set the same starting order for the race. We'll apologize for this little delay. We will get the race underway shortly. Kinley had it off going into left. And what's the corner? Brooklyn's. Apparently locked the brakes up. Got the rear loose. It seems we're going back to regular qualifying. Forget everything that just happened. I am currently having angels. You see cars one by one coming out on track. Qualifying will last only for 5 of those minutes, not the entire 10. These drivers want to get their lap in as soon, as fast as possible. Be able to make sure to lock their slot in the grid as high as possible. Look on board these very, very intricate liveries we've got for Season 5. Team on with those potatoes or cheese. I have no idea. But I like the hang. Behind him, Connor Dirt is number 23 Nissan GTR. Very, very good colors with the German flag on top. Behind him, the number 62 Mercedes AMG GT3. Very nice gray and lime green. And purple mirrors, let's not forget. Behind him, his team, Connor Dirt's teammate Blues, the number 22 Nissan with a British flag on the roof, same color scheme. Very nice. Behind him, Victor Beckett in a similar color scheme that I remember he ran and is still running in the NASCAR series. Shout out. With a beautiful gray, white, and golden look is number 50 Swedish Z4. Behind him is Brent Stopa's very good looking silver and black Mercedes with an anime character on the side of it. Lucas Alex in his gray and red BMW, number 20. Behind him, Kai Kogashiwa in his number 5 Olymp Racing, black and yellow Ferrari 488. Fernando Caselli in another Mercedes SLS. No, correction. Another Mercedes AMG GT3. This time with red mirrors. Tail cross, I believe, is the first one on a flying lap coming out of Cops into Maggots and Beckett's. Here he comes. Out of Maggots into Beckett's. He needs the good exit out of this corner. There's 1 minute 15 left to disqualify, and Tail loses it out of Beckett's. He loses it. He's gonna have to complete his lap, I believe. I don't know if it's invalidated, but he spun out. This run is over. Behind him, Tim Hansen. I believe everyone is on the flag. Tim Hansen into Aintree, and now the Wellington Straight right about now. Power down all the way. Get as much of that good clean air as you can. Brake hard left. Try to keep it as close as possible to the left side to get yourself a swing going into left field. Going delayed apex this one to get the speed onto the old pit straight. You gotta get as much speed as possible before going into Cops. But the big question here is, can he make Cops? This corner does catch out a lot of drivers, but he does seem to make it work. As we see times coming in, Stefan Suck with a 2:02.412 He's Sopa with a 202.505. Doesn't get pole. Juvozo 6/10 behind Timon. Connor Dirt in 4th, about less than 3 seconds behind Timon. Tim Hansen on the hanger straight going into Stowe. I believe he is on a pole potential lap. Takes deep into the apex, out of the corner, into the final chicane. Valen final chicane. Big braking zone, hard on the steering. Throttle kick it as much as possible, not too much for this corner. Onto the final straight, final corner. Here he comes. The time, what is it going to be? It's pole position for Tim Hansen with a 2:02.023. Provisional pole, and with that, qualifying is over. The race starting in 50 seconds. Here is your starting order for today. Tim Hansen is in 1st. Timon Stefanczak in 2nd. Isbrand Sopa in 3rd. Juzova in 4th. Connor Dirt making the top 5. Blues in 6th. Victor Beck in 7th in his BMW. Lucas Alex in 8th. Kai Kogashiwa in 9th. Former pole sitter. Hill Cross in 10th. Stepan Vasily in 11th. Jeff in 12th. That is your starting order, ladies and gentlemen. As the lights are about to come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lights are on. Lights are off. And again, the green flag drops for a start. Good start for Tim Hansen. Better start for Timon. As they both, like, side by side into the first corner. Timon takes first place. Isbrand Stopa takes 2nd place. An overtake. Very nicely done. Behind him, we see, oh, and there's a punt. Jazova punts Tim Hansen. There's a spin at the back. Tim Hansen recovers, but he's lost a lot of places. As we see in the back, Victor back hitting Jeff. Both of them slight contact, but enough to make them lose a lot of position. Connor in the back, abysmal start. He got caught in something for sure. Kai Gogashiwa overtakes Jazova for 3rd. Right on the bumper of Isbrand Stopa for 2nd place. Out of left field into Woodcut. Onto the old pit straight. He is further. The Mercedes behind him is closer to him than he is to Isbrand Stopa. So he's not going to get a good run. Into Cops they go. They're still following in a line behind them. We've got a battle for 6th place between Lucas Alex in the BMW and Vasily in the Mercedes in 7th. Vasily following very closely behind, but he's trying to get deep into out of Beckett's. Here they come onto the hanger straight. The AMG is going to get a run on the Z4. Is he going to make the move down into Stowe? He looks to the inside. They're side by side into the corner. The AMG goes deep. Lucas Alex looking for the switchback. He's behind the AMG. Side by side. Here they come. Down the inside goes Lucas Alex. He overshoots it. The AMG GT gets the corner just right. Lucas Alex, big mistake. Now he's got Blues behind him for company, fighting for 8th place. Blues gets the run onto the main straight. He's going to be looking, going into the first corner. Into Abbey he goes. The Nissan takes the place, but he goes a bit wide. Lucas Alex still side by side defending for his position. Going into Village. Lucas Alex keeps the position. Blues takes a little bit of the curbing. Lucas Alex is back in 7th. Still fighting the Nissan. A very good car still. Still about a second behind. Anything can happen. As we look further in front, Tim Hansen fighting back to gain his positions, as after he started in first, and caught into an accident, overtakes down around the inside of Jazova, gets the position onto the straight, going into Cups. Jazova still very close behind. Can he make anything into the straight with the torque of that AMG engine? Here they come. Into Maggots and Beckett's. The AMG losing a little bit of ground, but you might get the good run out of the final Beckett's corner. Onto the hangar straight. Tim Hansen still making ground, but the gap seems to be stabilizing between him and Kai Kogashiwa. He's doing everything he can to gain that place back. As we look further up ahead, he's Brent Stopa side by side with Stefan Sack for first. They're still side by side into the final part of the chicane. The SLS gets a better run. He pushes him a little wide, but he was all the way run. So they both went wide. Into Abbey they go. The SLS slides. He drifts it. Can he save it? He saves it, but he loses the position. What a recovery from Brent Stopa. Now he's going to be under pressure from Kai Kogashiwa in the Ferrari. Unless he can get back to Stefan Sack before that happens. Tim Hansen putting the Ferrari under pressure in turn. Jazova still on the back of Tim Hansen. This is a great fight for first. The top 5 separated by less than about 4 seconds. Kai overshoots his braking zone, makes a mistake. Tim Hansen is gonna try and make a move. He doesn't make a move just yet. Back behind the Ferrari, but now the SLS of Brent Stopa keeps sliding. Tim Hansen, did slide a little bit out of left field, giving a little bit of breathing room to Kai Kogashiwa. The tires on the SLS in second are very hot. He's been sliding around for a bit, but I believe he got them cooled down. Tim Hansen right behind the Ferrari of Kai Kogashiwa. The AMG GT3 of Jazova watching all of that in front of him. He's Brent Stopa with the slide. The tires are definitely cooking. Kai Kogashiwa takes second place. Tim Hansen in the slipstream of the Ferrari, following Kai Kogashiwa, trying to get past his former championship rival. Brent Stopa. He doesn't get it. Brent Stopa slams Kai Kogashiwa. He makes a desperate move. He slides. More contact. There's more contact between the two cars of the same manufacturer. He slides down to 5th. Those soft tires are giving him no favors at all. Kai Kogashiwa loses second place by that measure to Tim Hansen, who is in pursuit of Stefan Sack. But now Jazova, maybe with the run on the Ferrari, trying to gain that podium position. It's a very, very fierce fight at the front. With that slide in the first corner, Brent Stopa had been struggling with his tires throughout the entire lap. Brent Stopa, almost slams into the back of the Mercedes AMG. He was losing a bit of ground to the Ferrari of Kai Kogashiwa. Kai seems to be holding a pretty penny to Tim Hansen as he stabilizes the gap beneath 9/10 or a second. But this BMW is very handy around that track. Any car is actually, if you can drive it good. Kai Kogashiwa seems to be gaining more time into that section of the track. But the guy who paid the bigger price during this whole fight is Brent Stopa. That collision is not going to get looked on fondly by the stewards. He might get a penalty for that, so he's going to have to put it in Mach 2 and make as much time as possible. Stefan Sack still leading after 3 laps. Tim Hansen a second and a half behind. He seems to have settled into a pace. Kai Kogashiwa still in pursuit of the BMW in his Ferrari for that second place and maybe that win. 32 minutes remaining on the clock plus 1 lap. That means they have an extra lap after the clock hits 0. behind them in the pack. It seems to have spread out a little bit. But Connor keeping Lucas Alex honest, barely a second behind him. Two cars, two drivers, very balanced. Only one mistake can change the whole game, and we saw that one lap earlier. Victor Beck with quite a lot of damage on his left side. Maybe some collisions we didn't see. But back to the fight at the front. Kai Kogashiwa less than a second, about half a second behind Tim Hansen. He's making good ground. Touches it a little bit on the grass. Loses a little bit of speed out of the corner onto the Wellington straight. But still, didn't lose that much as he's getting a run on the BMW, still in the slipstream, keeping him honest. Into Brooklands, Tim Hansen overshoots his apex a little bit. That gets Kai to close up a little bit, maybe get the slipstream and the pass going into Cops. Kai gets a better exit. Here they come onto the old pit straight. Into Cops, they're gonna go. Is Kai gonna try and move here? I don't think so. But it would be very brave. Kai leans deeper earlier in the corner. Goes wide, but I think it's still going to be allowed. Stefan Sock still less than a second ahead. Oh, and Kai makes the mistake. The car wiggled out of his hands. He recovered it, didn't spin, but now he's under pressure from the Mercedes of Jazova. He pushes it a little bit wide, I think. We missed that angle. But now it relieve some pressure from Tim Hansen's shoulders. That off track by the AMG has placed Isbjørn Stopa in fourth now, as they're still side by side with the AMG GT with the switchback. Here they go into the final chicane. They're still side by side. Isbjørn Stopa trying to get ahead. The 62 is going to try and put the bumper, the fender, quarter defender to Isbjørn Stopa, try and get a good run with the slipstream of the SLS going into Abbey. The pit window is now open for the next 20 minutes. But Isbjørn Stopa is storming off with fourth place with remarkably very brave and unlikely moves. The AMG GT still very close behind the SLS, getting a better exit out of the loop into entry and the Wellington straight. The slipstream very close behind the SLS. Is he going to try and make a move, a dive down into Brooklands? No, but he overshoots. Oh, and he goes onto the grass, onto the extension of the racing surface. Made a mistake. Now Isbjørn Stopa is off into the distance. Tim Hansen, however, made his time behind Timon. He's going to try and pass him maybe before Maggots and Beckett's so that he can get some clean air for the straight. He's looking. Is he going to try and make a move? No, he's still looking. Stays behind. Try and maybe save the move for the hanger straight. A little bit of an oversteer. A little bit of snap under braking. And he comes out the corner. The torque of the German engine. Right behind the McLaren. He's tucking into that slipstream. Is he going to try and make a move around the outside, maybe down the inside, into Stowe? He looks around the outside, but he's going to try a switchback. Here he comes, still right behind the McLaren. Nothing yet, but he's very close. He's going to try and make a move, try and outbrake him around the outside, but Timon brakes, places his car perfectly. What a defensive masterclass. However, Jazova behind, still fighting with Isbjørn Stopa, I believe. No, it's just that Isbjørn Stopa has gone to the pits as here comes Tim Hansen onto the main straight into Abbey. Trying to take that position away from Timon, trying to take the lead, and he does take the lead. Timon still very close behind. He's going to try and move, looking around the outside, trying to switch back into Village. Here they come into the loop. He's going to try and late apex. Doesn't seem like he's close enough. And Tim Hansen claims the lead and drives off into the distance. You know, Kai Kogashiwa is still making back his time from his mistake. While he was chasing Tim Hansen, he's got Timon now in his windshield, as Tail Cross gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding while entering the pits. Timon still not that far behind Tim Hansen, but we know the skill of the American behind the BMW. If he was able to compete with he's been stopping all of these 2 past seasons, then he's damn well gonna drive off with that lead. And while at the back, we look, Connor Dirt trying to make a move on Lucas Alex for 8th place. Here they are side by side now, tugging in behind the BMW. Here comes Connor. Connor's gonna try and look down the inside, maybe at Cups. Here they come into Cups. They're side by side. What a move by Connor. He looks down the inside. Lucas Alex came to position, almost a bumper to the quarter panel of the BMW. Still retaining their positions, but Connor is on the attack right now. Lucas Alex driving with his mirrors, trying to keep the Nissan behind him. Here they come onto the hangar, straight out of Beckett's. The Nissan losing a little bit of ground to the BMW because of that fight, but the straight line speed with the slipstream of the Nissan gonna make it catch up just a little bit. Connor still trying to make a move on the BMW. He knows he's faster. He knows he can make the move stick. He just needs the corner and the opportunity. Deeper onto the apex, Connor goes into the, took a little bit of that sausage curbing. Oh, on the AstroTurf, a little bit of wheel spin, loses a lot of time. It's about 2/10.5 to Lucas Alex. But it's not over. Connor knows he's got the better car. He's going to try everything. As we look onto 2nd and 3rd place, it seems like Kai Kogashiwa tried a move on Timon. It stuck temporarily, but Timon is still driving away. And while we have Tail Cross 1 lap down right now. A minute 27 behind Isbjørn Stopa. Tim Hansen just driving off in the distance, already 5 seconds ahead of Timon. But Kai knows he's faster than Timon. You just gotta make the move stick without a mistake. He's been making too many mistakes to be able to gain enough time and gain all of those positions. He needs to keep his head down, wait for the perfect opportunity, do not overdrive the car. Because we know that 488 at sometimes can be very, very sensitive under heavy inputs with the rear middle engine. His Timon dives into the pits. Kai Kogashiwa gets P2. Chizola gets P3. It's time for Kai to make some good time with the clean air. Maybe try an overcut on Timon. So we look now, Connor Dirt. Blues with a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pits. Connor Dirt still very close behind Lucas Alex. They're still both racing. Now Connor gained a little bit of his time back. He just can't touch the AstroTurf on the inside again. Here they come into the final corner. A little bit of a wiggle by the Nissan of Connor Dirt. Here they come onto the main straight. Barely a second behind. He still had the pace earlier. He might be able to pass him. Timon makes his pit stop. Comes out in 8th behind Connor Dirt. Isbjørn Stopa right behind Timon. On the mediums, both of them on the mediums. They're gonna have to make some good time. As if they start fighting, Kai Kogashiwa is going to get that overcut if they lose too much time. Ismail Stopa still close into the slipstream. Here they go into Brooklands. Try and get that better line going into left field. It's important to get the good line into left field so that you can keep it out of left field for the speed onto the main, the old pit straight. See Connor Dirt now. 2/10 behind Lucas Alex. Oh, and he makes a mistake. He loses his car just a little bit. He's now 1.2 seconds behind Lucas Alex. Looks like he tried to make a move, but he couldn't make it stick. He's Brent Stopa, barely a tenth and a half. 2/10 behind Timon. He's gonna try maybe and get the move done onto the hanger straight. Here they come out of the corner. Side by side now. He's looking around the outside. He's gonna make the move. He's got the run to clear him. Is Timon gonna let himself get done like that? Yes, he will. But maybe he will get a better run going into the final chicane. Is he gonna try and make the massive dive down the inside? I don't think so. He tried to brake at the same place. Looks like he saved a little bit of time. But we know how he's been Stopa makes his car work. It's always been fast. Now he's been Stopa moving into 7th place. At this rate, he might come across the 6th place car in a couple of laps. Connor still on the pursuit for Lucas Alex. This fight has been going on for the past 10 minutes now. Speaking of 10 minutes, there's officially 10 minutes and counting remaining to that pit window to make your valid pit stop, or else the penalty is going to be extremely harsh. Less than a second now separating the Nissan and BMW for the 3rd time on this broadcast. You know what they say, 3rd time's the charm. If Connor can make it stick. Approaching the hanger straight, he might be able to get the run and the clean air. But in exchange, Lucas Alex would get that slipstream. Kai Gogashiwa gets a 5-second stop and go for speeding, a harsher penalty for a bigger speeding difference. Right on board with the Nissan GTR of Connor Dirt. Esteban Basili gets a drive-through for speeding. A lot of speeding penalties going on. We know that this track has the pit entry earlier than the white line. I believe it has been. I don't know if it has been shared during the drivers' meeting, but it's catching a lot of people off guard. Tim Hansen now in the pits. Jazova still going. Tim Hansen now out of the pits, retaining a very strong lead as of the people that have pitted. You can see in the rearview mirror of Connor Dirt, he is Brent Stopa making his approach. Down the inside he goes. He's gonna make the move stick. The GTR. He's gonna try and get the switchback. He's gonna get the double switchback. Here they go. The GTR gets a better run than the SLS going into the corner. He gets his bumper. They're still side by side. The GTR gets right behind the SLS. Can Connor make a move going into Brooklands? Try and make his defense for the position. No, he doesn't. He backs off. Maybe. Oh, no, he doesn't. He's still on the bumper of the SLS. Trying to follow him. Maybe pass him. Maybe when Brent Stopa makes his move on the BMW, it's going to slow Lucas Alex down just enough to let Connor make his move. But now, Kai Kogashiwa, even though he's got a 5-second stop and go penalty for speeding, right behind Timon. Is he going to be able to make his move? They're side by side. Timon to the inside. Oh, and Kai tries turning in, but they collide. And they both go wide. What an insane battle this is. Connor Dirt still 4/10 behind Brent Stopa, which in turn is about 3/10 He's been cutting a little bit of the curb. They're side by side now. Lucas Alex and his Brent Stopa, they're side by side. Connor gets the slipstream off of the SLS. He's gonna try and make it 3 wide. He's gonna try and follow the SLS down the inside. He makes his move on Lucas Alex. They're side by side. They're still 2 wide out of the corner. And with that move, Lucas Alex still keeps his 4th position. As he's been Stopa, and the safety car has been called. The safety car has been called out. That means that the leader will have to slow down. Everyone will catch up behind. Juzova pits at probably one of the better opportunities as the safety car comes out. And it waits on the leader. Lights on. Is the safety car taking the Ferrari as the leader? The Ferrari is not the leader. I don't understand. At this rate, these two are gonna be a lap down. Kai Kogashiwa passes the safety car. Now it's Juzova, who probably did not get the memo, needs to pass the safety car, or else once the pack comes back around, he's going to be a lap down, really close to the bumper, very impatient. All these cars finally passing the safety car. As the safety car still rolling, waiting on the leader. With 14 minutes to go, it's going to be a sprint. You see guys coming in to pit for softs and get the good run for the final portion of this race. The safety car parks itself in the middle of Beckett's on the outside, waiting for the leader, who is on the Wellington straight. These lights are sick. Very nice. Impressive. Very nice. Hansen now onto the old pit straight. The safety car still waiting on the exit of Beckett's and the beginning of the Wellington, the hangar straight. Kai Kogashiwa serves his 5-second stop and go penalty. And he comes back onto the track in 5th place. Stepan Basili takes his drive-through. A lot of in-pit penalties being served right now. The safety car begins driving off. Tim Hansen still behind. Right behind the safety car. Still got some guys on mediums. Isbrin Stopa on mediums. Victor Beckett on mediums. Stepan Vasily on mediums. Theo Cross on hards. All the guys on softs will be on the charge. So expect Kogashiwa and Juzova and Stefan Sak, who were pretty competitive at the front, to start attacking the SLS on the mediums. Well, Lucas Alex gaining a lot of positions. Lucas Alex and Connor Dirt, the two biggest winners under this safety car. They have waited until the very end to pit, and because of the safety car that came out, they were able to pit while the field was being neutralized and at a slower pace. This could be the day that Connor gets his first podium in GT3. I believe it would be his first podium in GT3. But still, seeing a Nissan back in the top 3 would be incredible. So look right now into each car's progress during the race. Tim Hansen retains his lead that he got from the pole position. Lucas Alex, 6 positions gained up until now. In second place, Connor Dirt, 2 positions gained. Jesper Stopa, 1 position lost. I don't think he's gonna lose many more because of the mediums compound. Taiko Gishiwa with a 4-place increase. Juzova with a 2-place decrease. Stefansson with a 5-place loss. Victor Beck with a 1-position loss. Blues with a 3-position loss. Vasily with a 1-position gain. Theo Cross with a 1-position loss. And Jeff with a 1-position loss. Now, the safety car has been called in a strange manner. Instead of driving ahead with the pack, it has teleported back to the pits. Tim Hansen is now controlling the pace. Once he approaches the final corner, he will be able to decide when to go. Maybe he's going to try and make it as late as possible, so that there's not, so that cars don't expect them. See cars weaving in the back. As people are getting ready, warming up their tires for the start. Connor Dirt and Lucas Alex looking to make a great impression in this race after a midfield to top midfield qualifying position. Here they come into the final corner. Is Tim going? Tim is going, smashing it down. He goes full throttle. Green flag is back in the air. Lucas Alex and he's been stopped. Connor Dirt spun. Connor Dirt is spun out of the final corner onto the main straight. What has happened? We're gonna have to look at the replay. But this does not look good as Isbran Stopa makes a very big move. Down the inside of Lucas Alex. Lucas Alex still on the podium. Kai Kogashua defending for 5th. Jazova into 3rd, passing Lucas Alex. Lucas Alex down in 4th. Isbran Stopa on the mediums. He's going to try with an inferior tire compound to chase down 1st place as Stefan Sack makes a look down the inside of Kogashiwa. He makes a move down the inside of Kogashiwa. Kogashiwa still on the inside in left field. Got the the tighter line out of the corner. He pushes it a little bit wide, but he's still ahead. Behind them, Victor Beckett in 7th, Blues in 8th. But now Vasily looks, but he goes back in line behind Kogashiwa. Kogashiwa is going to try and make a move around the outside of Lucas Alex. Lucas Alex loses both positions. That might be a little bit of a sketchy move on Kai Kogashiwa's part, but he got the job done around. But Stefan Zag passes the both of them and takes 3rd place. Kogashiwa still very close behind Stefan Zag. He's gonna try and make a move around the outside into the braking zone, then to the final chicane. Kogashiwa trying with the double switchback. He's trying to get the better run out of the corner, a little bit wide. DRS enable. For what reason? These cars don't have it. Here they come. Kogashiwa goes a little bit wide onto the bumper of Stefan Zag. Stefan Zag squeezes him down into Abbey. Here they go. Kogashiwa still inside the bumper. It's clear. Kogashiwa still in 5th. Oh my god, and they both spun. They're both spun out of the 2nd corner. Kogashiwa and Stefan Zag spun round. Kogashiwa into the 3rd corner. Hit Lucas Alex just by a little bit. Trying to recover from that spin. Now everyone's in the fight for P5. For that final top 5 spot. Victor Beckett trying to make a move on Kogashiwa. Here they go into Brooklyn's. He's looking down the inside. He's going to try on the brakes. He's not going for the move. Behind him, Blues trying to make a move. Oh, and they're spun. Blues is spun around by Stefan Vasily with the bad ping. What a horrible day to be a Nissan fan. Here they go onto the old pit straight. Chuzova just half a second behind. He's Brent Stopa, but behind them, the fight for P5. Kai Kogashiwa leading that fight. Victor Beckett less than a second behind. 7/10. Stefan Vasily less than a second behind Victor Beckett. It's very tight. Kai Kogashiwa closes up to Lucas Alex. He's gonna try and make his overtake down onto the hangar straight. Here they go. The Ferrari getting the slipstream from the Z4 onto the hangar straight. He's going to get a little bit of a speed advantage from the hole punched in the air. Here he goes. He looks onto the inside. He's going to try and make the move. He goes down the inside into snow. Side by side. Lucas Alex retains his position. Still side by side. Kai Kogashiwa too wide. Now it's going into the final chicane. Lucas Alex overshoots it by a little bit, but it blocks Kai Kogashiwa's path. Kai Kogashiwa still trying to make a move around Lucas Alex. He knows he's got the faster car. He knows he's going to make that P4, but he makes a mistake out of the final corner. Victor Beckett gets the 5th place. Stefan Vasily still watching that fight going on. The Mercedes versus the Ferrari. For 6th place, Victor Beckett trying to make a move. Oh, and Kai Kogashiwa makes a massive dive down the inside of the Z4 of Victor. Getting back that 5th place. Kai Kogashiwa is going to try and make that move on Lucas Alex, but he doesn't seem to be close enough. Victor Beckett loses a spot to the AMG. The Z4 is going to get a slipstream of the AMG, but the 488 is going to get a slipstream on the further Z4. Down the inside. Oh, and they collide! They're crashed! Kai Kogashiwa made an unbelievable dive, and they crashed both of them out. Victor Beck takes 4th place, and Stefan Vasily takes P5. Still fighting side by side onto the old pit straight. Here they come. The AMG got a little bit ahead, but the Z4 get the run around the outside. Into cups they go. Still side by side. The Z4 yields a little bit, but he's gonna get that slipstream going into the straight out of Meckens and Beckett's and onto the hangar straight. Here they come into Meckens and Beckett's. Is the Z4 gonna be able to follow through? East Stopa gets 5 seconds time penalty for cutting the track limits. Here they go. Onto the hangar straight. Can Victor try and make a move on the AMG? But we know that the AMG has better torque in his engine. Victor Beck still trying to find a way around Stefan Vesely. Behind them, we got Blues fighting with his teammate. Both of them having a horrible end of the race. Still fighting for position. Behind Lucas Alex, they know they can pass him. Lucas Alex being a little slower than usual at the end of the race. Victor Beck fight for second place right now. He's been Stopa and Juzova. Stopa pushes Juzova wide onto the grass. Here they go. Stopa gets the second place, but he's got a 5-second time penalty, so he's gonna have to make some good time if he wants to keep it. But behind them, going back to the main fight for 4th place, Victor Beckett and Stefan Vesely, a Mercedes versus a BMW, both German manufacturers looking to make their mark. The three of the top 4 cars are all Mercedes, all fighting together. The leader, the winner as of right now, the BMW Z4, if he can keep that lead until the end. But it's still a very fierce fight between Victor Beck and Stefan Vesely, and Connor Blues and Lucas Alex. If Victor Beckett can keep his position, if he can get his car in a good position, out of Beckett's, he can get a good run and make his move down the hangar straight. Here they come. Out of Maggots, into Beckett's, out of Beckett's. He's trying to make his car lean more down the inside. Here they come. Onto the hangar straight. Can the Z4 matches the speed of the AMG out of the corner. Can he try and make a move with the slipstream? He's very far back. But if this AMG leaves a big enough gap, the move can be there. The Z4 goes for a late apex, a late move, but the AMG makes a mistake. Both of them losing just as much time. The Victor trying to make the AMG make a mistake. Leader is on the final lap. 1 lap to go, crossing the line for the first round of the season. Losing a little bit of ground out of that corner to the AMG GT. But there's still a lot of ground to be gained. An entire lap to go. Stopa apparently has lost his 2nd place to Juzova. Now 4 tenths behind. Victor Beckett trying desperately. The AMG GT takes a little bit too much curb. Bad line on the exit. The Z4 gonna get a better line into the Wellington straight. Here he comes. He's gonna get closer. Very close. Lucas Alex got passed, by the way, by Condor and Blues, both in the Nissans. Victor Beckett still right on the Mercedes rear diffuser. He can still realistically gain that position. Here they go. Onto the old pit straight. Still on into the slipstream. He's going to get a better speed advantage onto the straight. Oh, a little bit of a lag spike. Apologies, but he's still there. Still within half a second. The move is very much possible if he can keep his car honest. Goes a little bit wide. A little bit compromising his line. But it's still feasible if he gets close enough right about now. The final opportunities to make a move are getting closer and closer. Juzova and Nisbet Stopa still fighting. But right now, the bigger deal. Tim Hansen wins the opening round of the season, flashes his headlights in celebration. Tim Hansen wins the British Grand Prix. But behind him, Victor Beckett makes a move, made a move down the inside of Stefan Vesely. They're side by side going into the final chicane for the final time. Victor Beckett got the side by side. Oh my God, what has happened? All of the cars got teleported back to the pit lane. That was a very, very good fight. The top three all came across the line. But the fight for P4 was still going on. Tim Hansen, congratulations on your win, inaugural win of the season.
Thank you.
How did you? So you lost the lead at the start. Did that cause that big of a panic for you, or did you still have it under control? I think.
No, a 40-minute race, so it was just about picking them off one at a time. I was on mediums, so the tires were gonna eventually swing in my favor as well. So.
Right. I assume the safety car helped you in terms of tire management. Did you make a pit stop?
I was about the only front runner who did not make a pit stop because I had just made a stop about a lap earlier.
Right.
But I think it helped because I went on to soft, so it gave them more life at the end.
Are you confident for your fight for the championship?
I'd say so.
All right.
Nothing to lose.
No. How hard was it fighting your way back to the front?
Timon was pretty stout defensively, so that was a little bit nerve-wracking that I was going to end up getting in a incident there, but other than that, it was pretty straightforward.
All right. Well, congratulations again on your win. Have fun celebrating that. I'm sure many more on the way.
Thank you.
Victor. Hello?
Well, hello there.
Hello. Yeah, I don't know what happened there at the end. That was a pretty fierce fight you had at the end, but you all got teleported to the pits.
Yeah, seems like the server just ended the race for some reason. Still don't
Yeah.
know why.
But that was a pretty fun fight to watch from the commentary booth. How did you think you were gonna be able to get yourself into that position before the safety car?
I mean, before the safety car, I was just in the middle of nowhere. I saw that there were some guys getting penalties all of them, for speeding in the pits. So I was like, maybe I could gain 1 or 2 positions there. I think I was running P8 before that. But then, the safety car got called, and I'm like, yes, I get a free pit stop. I can get off the softs. And I think I was on a pretty good run there, and everyone around me was just crashing. And yeah, and I caught up to Vesely at the end, and I saw an opportunity onto the hangar straight, and I just took it and went through it.
Did see that it was a very fun battle to watch. Do you think you got a chance to fight for that top 3? Maybe that win one day?
I don't think I'll be ending the season top 3, no, but I hope to get at least a podium. Maybe next race even. But yeah, I hope I can win at least one of the races.
Right.
But yeah, with how quick Tim and Ice Tiger are looking at the moment, that could be tough.
Right. Well, still, congratulations on the very first battle.
Thank you.
He's Brent.
Hello.
Obviously, not the greatest race that you've ever run, but it was still very entertaining to watch. How did you feel the safety car affected you?
I mean, it was all right. I messed up my own safety car. In the pit stop, I should have ended up in front of Connor and Connor and Lucas, and I should have been right behind Tim there, but instead I was fighting them, and then some stuff happened in the restart. Ended up getting a cut warning as well, which ended up getting me a fast penalty. It's just P3 right now. I'm not too happy. But it's the first race, so a lot can happen.
Yeah.
I knew this was not going to be a good track for this car.
All right. Well, you still put on a hell of a show. Congratulations on the podium. How confident are you for the championship going into the season, knowing that Tim and many more are gonna be rivaling against you?
I'm not really worried about many people. Tim, of course. Tim has had a habit of not doing every race, which would really help me in this. I know around Watkins, Red Bull Ring, Monza, and Spa, I should have like the advantage, but all the other tracks, I'm just gonna have to see.
All
Just
right.
try to limit damages.
Well, still, congratulations on your podium, and hope many more wins come along.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Connor.
Hi, I'm here now.
Yeah, you're here being interviewed. So
Okay.
obviously a very interesting race on your part. How much of your minds? How much do you think of? Let me rephrase that. How did your mindset ever change once you saw that you were?
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to say that again. You were cutting out so much, dude.
Okay. Did your mindset ever changed once you saw that you were in third and possibly fighting for that position?
I think so. I was very surprised to be third, honestly. Jumping Ice Tiger in the pits was something I was not expecting to do. I was just really lucky with the safety car, and at that point, when we got to the restart, I definitely was probably gonna try gun it for second, because I felt like I was definitely faster than Lucas Alex, who was ahead of me. So, yeah, but unfortunately, didn't turn out like that.
What happened on the restart?
I think there was a bit of a confusion when Tim went, and Lucas Alex didn't really go. He didn't know what was happening, and then I just got unfortunately rear-ended. It's nothing we can really complain about. It's a racing incident. I don't see any person to put at fault there, really, but it's just unfortunate.
Not the greatest day for the Nissan team, right? I saw.
I'm actually.
Yeah, because I not only that, I saw Blues got taken out in Brooklands.
Yeah. We did have some really bad moments, but I do actually feel like we recovered from those very well. I'm actually very happy with the finishing positions. P5, I think it was for me, and then P7 for Blues.
P7?
He might have gotten P7 with a penalty, but I think he's
gonna served it. There's a lot of people that serve penalties.
Okay.
During the safety car period.
So yeah, I think that puts us third in the team's championship somehow. Which, seeing as we're inarguably the slowest car on the grid, I'm very happy with it.
Well, you know, just because it's the slowest car doesn't mean you can't put in great performances. What I saw today before those unfortunate collisions, that was great consistency. So I think that's gonna be your greatest strength for you guys. Other than that, still you still have a good race. Congratulations on meeting your own expectations, I think.
Thank you.
And, yeah, have a good one.
You too, man.
Alright, that's it, folks. That is it for today's event for round 1 of the GT3 series at the British Grand Prix Silverstone. Thank you all for sticking around despite all the difficulties, and we'll be back next week for round 2, which is, give me a second, round 2 being Watkins Glen in the state of New York in the United States. A double race, 2 20-minute races, so look out for that one. Thank you all for watching, and